Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you so much, Aries, for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I really appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never approach you first for any private readings. I do offer private readings, and that information can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, but I will never reach out to you first. So keep yourself safe. Aries, this is a love reading, and that means that it could fall under the categories of romantic, familial, friendship, or soul tribe. So please take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then it may not be your reading for today. So this reading is a 4-card base spread with 4 cards as clarifiers. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Abyss, which is an awesome black and white deck. And for your oracle card at the end, I'm going to pull from the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. Aries, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you manifested for the 8-8 portal that we just had. I did some manifesting. You would think that I would be manifesting more because I believe in manifesting. But I also believe in manifesting for the right thing, and went through a really long period of thinking that I was asking for things that maybe I shouldn't have been asking for. So I wasn't asking for much, but this year was different. This year I've been trying to really just have trust in spirit, trust in myself, and manifest things. So I hope that you are feeling that same level of confidence. Even the way that I'm feeling in your energy right now, I feel like, nope, I've been manifesting. I'm doing okay. So we'll see how you're doing with love. So let me pull 4 cards for you. I never choose. I let the cards pop out as I shuffle. Well, oh gosh, okay. Whole bunch of cards just popped out. Okay. So, Aries, let's do this. In the position of current circumstances, you got the 9 of Cups in the reverse. So this is the 9 of Cups in the upright. This card, it's a water element card, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energies. Talks about emotions, fulfillment, self-love, love for others. All of your cups are full here. You did get this card in reverse, however. But in the upright, this card talks about wish fulfillment, satisfaction, contentment. So you may have a lot of full cups, but not as many as you were hoping or you were expecting at this point in your life, is what I just heard. That you were hoping that you would have more at this point in your life. And I'm not sure if that has to do with something romantic specifically, although the next couple cards would suggest that to be true. Clarifying, the 9 of Cups is the Death card, which is the first major arcana of this reading, and the only major arcana that has showed up on the table for you. Death card is Scorpio energy. When I talk about major arcana, I'm referring to the first 22 cards of the tarot deck, which basically denote a very heavy hand from spirit. So kind of faded energies. So anytime I refer to that major arcana, I'm referring to faded energies. Something like the 9 of Cups falls under the minor arcana. So kind of energies that you and I can affect in our daily lives. We can affect change in the world, in our worlds, through our actions, our intentions, our speech, our interactions with others. But when spirit comes in, it's kind of like, you know, we know you. I always like to think about it this way. It's like, we know you have free will. You respect that free will. But sometimes you just like, you need a little nudge, because you're kind of losing it a little bit. You're kind of falling off the path ever so slightly. So we're just going to nudge you back. So the Death card talks about endings and new beginnings, a death and rebirth, right? So the Death card's not a bad thing, although if you're in a different kind of mindset, it could be considered a bad thing. If this represented the end of a relationship or a friendship, you might be thinking, well, it's a harsh energy, right? Doesn't look like the most inviting. But it's almost like, and there's, I don't know if you can tell, but there's kind of a skull formation at the base of this kind of, the roots of this tree. The fact that this character, Death, is extending out of this tree, it's almost like whatever this was, there was nowhere left to go. It expanded and grew as much as it could, and then it was kind of starting to rot at the base. I just saw this video on Instagram. It's really weird how you can kind of fall into a black hole on Instagram. I fall into that black hole on Instagram a lot more than I do on YouTube, which is strange. But the things that show up in my algorithm are surely tarot, cats / dogs, but more cats, cooking, and like references to 80s music and 80s toys, paraphernalia. so also slightly gardening. And so somebody was talking about how you shouldn't ever put too much soil near the roots of a tree. Like you shouldn't go above a certain line because you think you're protecting it. But what you're actually doing is creating conditions where you can cause root rot. That there can be too much, it's a possibility that there could be too much moisture at the bottom, like overwatering almost. It's harboring, it's keeping back too much, and then it starts to rot from the base up. So there's something here. It's all relevant, right? A random image, but it's relevant to this card for you, that maybe you are, we're talking about water, over giving, too many emotions, too much investment into the wrong thing, into the wrong person. And then, I don't know if it was a codependent situation, maybe they were doing it to you, and then it just kind of started to rot, things started to get kind of stale, and the conditions were no longer right, so it had to end. And something that you perceived as a wish fulfillment was not a wish fulfillment at all. In the challenge position, so that's current circumstances. So in the challenge position, it kind of confirms it for me that this was a past relationship. Maybe it was a recently like a recent ex. You have the Two of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups talks about divine union. A likely and unlikely pair, it's kind of like they're mermaids or something. Lot going on underneath the surface that people could not see. Maybe a lot going underneath the surface that you couldn't see. And everything's kind of, if we're going to use that tree situation, again, it's almost like, not to be gross or anything, but like I just kind of see not nice things that we would associate with something like love, like worms. Worms are amazing, right? We need worms to aerate the earth. The worms have a purpose, but they're it's kind of like these things coming up from the surface when we should have kept them where they were. But if we had kept them where they were, then we wouldn't know they were there. So is it better to live in ignorance or to know the truth about a situation? Now, if this doesn't resonate with you, maybe it's not your reading for today, but I definitely see this as a romantic love reading. Right, we'll see where it goes. But Page of Cups in reverse, you're no longer interested in giving to the situation. Page of Cups is, I'm going to offer my cup to you. It might be a little cup, but I'm offering it to you, and you're just like, nah, I don't, no thank you. All the court cards in this, suit, in this tarot deck, Page, Knight, Queen, King, they're all taking place on a ship. So already, and it's on very tumultuous seas. Seas are very tumbling and rumbling and chaotic. So things were already chaotic emotionally, that, you know, maybe when you met this person, it wasn't kind of in the right frequency, that you both were, you know, maybe they're a good person, but it's like right person, wrong time situation. But now this is a little bit, both these cards in reverse, the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. It's a challenge in your challenge position, because it's suggesting that there's some love lost. And sometimes that's okay, right? It's like if you had a certain expectation of someone, which is difficult because you have these expectations, people just inevitably can't meet those expectations sometimes because they're human beings. And so you make a choice. Am I okay with the fact that they didn't meet these expectations? Or do I have these expectations for a reason, that I've built them up because I've been burned in the past and I need to have a certain level of commitment, loyalty, fidelity, those kinds of things, right? So this is in your challenge position right now, that your heart chakra may be a little closed, that you could be, you know, I'm kind of holding this lapis lazuli heart, see, teeny, teeny, tiny, but it's cold and it's blue. There's little flecks of gold pyrite in it, though. I don't know if you can tell. There's a little bit of pyrite in it, and fool's gold. You thought it was one thing and it's not, right? I mean, you're an Aries, so you're not going to let it get you down too much, but there's a little bit of guardedness here and disappointment. If it's not talking about a romantic love interest, if it resonates for you in terms of a job situation, something that you had expectation with and there was some love lost because you got to your job and you just realized, oh God, this is just not at all what they, it's not living up to what the billing was, right? That the job description is so different from what the reality of the job is. And so now you're taking a step back and you're saying, okay, well, you're not paying me enough, so I'm just going to do the bare minimum until I can find something new, because it's just not working out for me. This was not a good pairing. And so it's kind of like, I see you, if it's a job situation, it's just like wanting to unwind, extract yourself from the situation. In your column of strengths, what are your strengths right now? Page of Pentacles. So, and this is clarified by the Ten of Swords. So, yeah, I don't know, Aries. This, you know, what's crazy? We'll get to it in a second, although I have to point it out to you now. This deck is a little strange because it has two Tens of Swords cards with different depictions, and you got them both. The odds of that are not, I mean, they're all these cards. And I shuffled, and you got a lot of swords energies and a lot of cups. What I don't see is fire. So you're not quite in your element right now. And maybe that's, you know why too? I always light candles before I read tarot, and I was eager to record, and I forgot to light the candles for you. So here we are. I'm gonna light the candles for you, and I'm gonna burn some Palo Santo right now over these Ten of Swords cards. Let's get this energy away from you, Aries. It's not really, if you think that it's your style, just like get over that, okay? Like, I know you're like God of War and all that jazz, but come on. Like, I don't know. I'd rather you sit in your energy than in Swords energy. You know what? Because Swords is like, a lot of smoke started happening. So, ooh, there's a lot of smoke. Okay, sorry. Swords energy is so much thinking. It's like overthinking and anxiety and just like, you're not it's not to say you're not a thinker. I was gonna say that, but then I was like, oh, that's not what I meant. But it's, you know what you feel about certain things. So it's kind of like, it's time to move, time to act. In your strengths position, again, the Page of Pentacles. So whatever it is that you had to, whatever seed that you wanted to plant, you're just keeping that seed straight to yourself. You're not, you know, you're not falling for this energy again. Could have been some backstabbing energy. This is a card, Ten of Swords is a card of disappointment, betrayal, backstabbing, despair, sometimes depression. Well, whoever this was, they just not worth it. So don't lose any more sleep over it. Don't even think about it anymore. Get back into your fire energy. This is just my advice, but Spirit is channeling it for me. But I mean, you're not in your element right now. That's an issue. It's an issue because you're too powerful to be caught up in all of this, right? And then you think, okay, well, how do I get out of a Ten of Swords energy? It's feeling, it's like bearing down on me, this betrayal or this disappointment. How do I get over it? Well, I mean, it's up to you, your preferred method. For me, it would be meditation and asking the why questions. Okay, I feel hurt and betrayed. Why? You know, okay, well, because this person, you know, God forbid, but maybe they cheated on you. And then you can say, why? Well, maybe they're, you know, thoughtless or selfish. Okay, why? And keep asking yourself why. And then you might get to this place where, did you see it coming? Were there signs there? Did you find out information that, like a red flag that you didn't pay attention to? And at that point, you keep asking why. Then you start to see your perspective, but also your culpability, like your responsibility in the situation. And the closer you can get to accepting a responsibility for whatever your part was, for even putting up with it, then you can like release that and say, okay, I'm not gonna feel bad about the fact that I tried to care about this person and I let them get away with some stuff. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. And then that's when we start to heal. The 10 becomes a 1 eventually. It goes back to the Ace of Swords or the Ace of whatever suit the 10 is in. So eventually you're going to get back to a place of clarity. You're just not right. You're not there right now, but you're going to get there. We're at the 10 already, so it's impending. But right now, Spirit is applauding you for kind of holding. Page of Pentacles is somebody who, you know, offers a pentacle, offers an opportunity. You're not giving that person opportunities anymore. And Spirit's saying, keep on that. They don't deserve it. Save your pentacle for somebody else. Save your pentacle for someone else, for yourself. In your advice, Spirit's advice, you got the Page of Swords in the reverse. So that's 2 pages so far. Page of Swords can talk about a little bit of spying energy. So if you were doing a little internet stalking or just curiosity, asking friends, or you know, just being a little nosy, you're not supposed to do that anymore. At least Spirit is saying, don't even bother. Don't even bother, right? Because if you, here's that 10 of Swords. This time it's kind of the man and the owl face to face. It's like, have you not learned, have we not gathered some wisdom from this experience? So it's kind of like saying, if this is your advice, right? So the advice is stop internet stalking or being curious or sending that 3 a.m. text when it's just not a good idea. Because if you don't, then you're going to slip back into this energy where you don't see the lesson of what you were supposed to learn. And you're going to get stuck in Ten of Swords energy as opposed to facing it head on and starting anew. So really, really try to make sure that you're just focusing on yourself. It's about focusing on yourself right now, because I do feel as though this is really broody energy. It just feels really broody. And maybe slightly self-sabotagey. Sorry, Aries. But also like I'm very concerned about the fact that I don't see a single Wands card here. Now, there are only 8 cards on the table, but you could have gotten any cards and you didn't get a single Wands card. So I want you to really focus on all of the qualities that you have that are really forward thinking, because whatever this is wrapped up in terms of, you know, if it is a love situation, that person is holding you back from being your highest self. We've all been there where, you know, we were in a romantic situation where that person was just maybe a little bit the light of our life, but we put them on a pedestal and they didn't deserve to be there. So Spirit's kind of telling me that, like, you deserve to be at the height of that pedestal. You deserve to be the one kind of that, you know, they're highlighting in this card, this light source here. This light source, it's kind of like your flame is dimmed a little bit. So it's kind of like, in true Aries fashion, just kind of throw some gasoline on it and just light up, right? Not actually, it's metaphorical. Don't throw gasoline on anything. So that's your reading, Aries. I'm going to choose, or rather I'm going to shuffle for one of the oracle cards, and then we're going to read from the book. So this is for Aries, Spirit. What message do you have for Aries? You can't. Sparks of light. Sparks of light. Didn't I just say the thing about the gasoline? I think I did. Sparks of light. Very exciting. Scintillate. Scintillate, as in like scintillate. Scintillating. Singe. Okay, let's read from the book. XLI. Okay, I'm going to read from the book. Hope, sensation, exhilaration. The scintillate card arrives just in the nick of time, leaving a trail of celestial light to guide the way. Follow these flickers as if they are alchemical clues, guiding you to an illuminated state. Right? An illuminated state. When this card appears, it's likely there has been a lull or a void of direction in the laboratory. Some may even say the lights have been turned off. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, sorry. Just for me personally, when I get confirmation from Spirit in this way, and it just feels really good. Feels like I'm connecting to my guides in a really deep way. But in the deep void of darkness, a messenger of hope arrives, flickering and shimmering with enthusiasm. You might feel the scintillate as a childlike giddiness, the presence of magic, a vision and a dream, or a simple readiness to wake up from a long slumber. Follow the physical body. Follow the tingling sensations of aliveness within, and you will not be led astray. Vitality, clarity, and inspiration are within your reach. You are alive. You are a vital being. Appreciate this moment. One spark leads to the next. You see? Ay. So amazing. Thank you so much, Spirit. The power of this card can be increased by offering recognition and thanks to the celestial realm, the many and mighty forces of light that support the alchemist on their path. Like fireflies and fireworks, this card is linked to the spirit of summer. Yes, okay. So, Aries, that's your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. Please hit the bell notification button if you would like to get updates on when I post new readings. Thank you so much, Aries.